Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. In the description of this video, you can find my compiled link. Through there, you can find ways to support the channel, my other social media, and more. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. How's it going, everybody? CJ here, back another video. We're doing a first thoughts today. This first thoughts is on Duke Ulder Ravengard. Really cool commander here. Gives at the beginning of combat, you give target creature myriad and haste. Myriad is such a fun ability. I am so excited about this commander. Like, this and Merkel are probably the two commanders I'm most excited about so far, and oh boy, I'm gonna start ordering some cards for this one. I love this. So the categories I'll be talking about today are creatures that you're gonna want to myriad with. Then we got stuff that triggers when creatures enter the battlefield under your control, because that's gonna happen a lot. We have ways to protect your attacking creatures, because you're going to want certain creatures to attack with myriad, but they may not be the best creatures to survive combat, so you have ways to keep them alive, or to just be able to attack without worrying about blockers. Then we have extra combats, because the more you can myriad, the better. Plus, with extra combats, you can have multiple creatures getting myriad, or the same creature getting multiple instances of myriad, because at the beginning of combat, you get to give a creature myriad. So if you have an extra combat, that creature still has myriad until end of turn. So if you have an extra combat, then you'll get another instance of myriad, or you can give it to another creature. I love that. Super cool synergy right there. And we got a bunch of one-off cards. So now let's kick this off with the creatures that you want to give myriad, because that's by far my favorite out of these categories. There's some really cool stuff in this. First off, Angel of Serenity. This card turns into 5 damage in the air to 2 different people, and you can either basically bounce something that your opponents control, or return something from your graveyard to your hand. That's awesome. Then we got Angel of Ruins. Great removal here. You can blow up 4 artifacts or enchantments. Whew! Very powerful. The Cavaliers, really cool here. Dockside Extortionist can just make you all of the mana, just all of it. Why not? You have Markov Enforcer. I know this is not a vampire tribal deck, but when you give Markov Enforcer myriad and it attacks, you get 2 new entering, and they'll see each other entering, and the first one will see those 2 entering, and so you just kill a lot of things. That's sweet. Duplicate, just exile stuff, why not? Karmic Guide, you can reanimate the things that you have that gets killed. Seems fantastic. Illuminate Primordial, some more exiling. Obsidian Charma, just being able to get some land destruction is pretty good. It is only non-basic lands, but those are the ones that are most problematic, so that's pretty helpful. Palace Jailer, some more removal, plus Monarch, and plus every time you attack you regain Monarch, which is nice. Solemn Simulacrum, sweet card, just ramps you. Solitude and Fury, some more removal. Then you have Sun Titan for more recursion. And it's got the attack trigger, which is pretty cool. And Coercive Recruiter, because those will see each other entering the battlefield, so you can steal your opponent's blockers. That seems pretty good. And you can steal a lot of blockers, because you're going to have 2 entering, 1 already in play. So the first one's going to see the second 2 entering, and the second 2 are each going to see each other entering. And they have their own enters the battlefield trigger, so you're just going to be able to take out all the blockers, basically. It's awesome. I love that. Really, really cool synergy. There's also Circuit Mender, which has a leaves the battlefield trigger as well, so that's pretty nice, because you're going to have to exile the tokens, so that way you get some extra value there. And then there's certain legends that work really well with this, because the legend rule says you can't have multiple legends with the same name, so if you get a legendary creature myriad, 2 tokens will enter, but then you have to sacrifice them due to legend rule. But that gives you a death trigger. So Ayo, Atsushi, Ryusi, and Yosei all have really powerful death triggers that would work really well in this deck. Then you have cards that, when they deal damage to your opponents, have good triggers. And a lot of these have some evasion. So cards like Balefire Dragon, you attack an opponent with Balefire Dragon, you get 2 more. They all hit your opponents, you get to wipe their boards. That's fantastic. Angel of Destiny can just kill a player. Why not? You have Blade Griff Prototype. Just make your opponents blow each other's stuff up. That seems really fun. Then you have Battle Angels of Tyre. New cards from this set. Really powerful. Can do a lot of stuff, a lot for you. And Hellkite Tyrant, because just steal everyone's artifacts seems pretty good. And the fact that Duke gives haste means you can play Hellkite Tyrant, give it haste with Duke, and then swing, boom, 3, bang, nobody sees it coming. That's one of the best parts about Duke, is that he gives haste. Because you can really just like do big things, big splashy things out of nowhere, and your opponents won't have a way to react unless they have instant speed removal. Love it. Next, we're going to talk about cards that trigger when creatures enter the battlefield under your control, because that's going to happen a lot with Myriad. Impact Tremors, Perforos, Witty Roastmaster, and Terror of the Peaks all can just throw damage around. Really nice. You also have cards like Angelic Chorus, gain you some life. Cathar's Crusade can make your board huge. Rose Room Treasurer and Rumor Gatherer, new cards with Alliance, those seem very nice in this deck. And Mirror March. Why not? That seems fun. Mirror March seems like a lot of fun. Although Mirror March won't trigger for your tokens. So Mirror March is more for the first creature entering the battlefield. So those ETB creatures, really good there. Next, we're going to talk about ways to protect your attackers. Because you're going to want to give your good creatures Myriad, and you're not going to want your good creatures to die. So, you can use cards like Reconnaissance and Maze of Ith to take them out of combat after the trigger goes off. That's fantastic. Dolmen Gate and Iroas, along with Loyal Unicorn and Sandskin, can all prevent combat damage from killing your creature. So all those seem like auto includes in this deck. I love that. Those are fantastic cards for this. Plus, Iroas gives Menace, which is pretty sweet. And you can just make them unblockable. So that way you don't have to worry, and you can ensure damage goes through. You can use cards like Hot Soup, Key to the City, Whisper Silk Cloak, and Prowler's Helm. All of those, great cards for this deck. Next, we're going to talk about extra combats. So, we've got a handful of extra combat cards here, including Aggravated Assault, Aurelia, Combat Celebrant, which is really nice, especially with the damage prevention stuff or making it unblockable. Same thing with Port Razor. Morog is pretty sweet. Relentless Assault, Scourge the Throne, Seize the Day, it's got Flashback, that's nice. Waves of Aggression, that's got Retrace, I love that card, super powerful in this deck. You can also do some combo-y stuff with Aggravated Assault. Let's just say you have Priest of Urbrask in play. And let's just say you've got one of the ways to make it so it doesn't die in combat, like Dolmen Gate. Priest of Urbrask attacks, Myriad, 2 more enter, you get 6 red mana. Put that 6 mana into Aggravated Assault, boom, extra combat step. You can do that over and over and over again and give any creatures that you want Myriad, make infinite combat, and just kill everybody. Priest of Urbrask will eventually kill everybody as long as it doesn't die. That's awesome. Love that. And now we're off to the one-off cards. The Heavy Eternal, you're going to be dealing a lot of damage. This card can net you a ton of mana and also goes infinite with Aggravated Assault. Love that. Lithoform Engine and Stronic Resonator can let you get extra Myriad triggers on things, which is really cool. Grenzo, Professional Facebreaker, both of these have triggers when your creatures deal damage to a player. Those seem very powerful in this deck. Then you have some token synergy cards, because these Myriad tokens are in fact tokens. You can use cards like Idol of Oblivion or Benny Brax to draw cards, and Anointed Procession can double the tokens. The tokens that are created with Anointed Procession will still get exiled, but extra triggers, extra attacks, whatever, seems really powerful in the deck. Then you have Sack Outlets. These creatures the tokens are going to get exiled no matter what. So, you can just sack them instead and get some extra value. You can use cards like Goblin Bombardment or the Altars to mill your opponents, or deal damage, or get some mana. Seems good, just use them before you lose them. Blade of Selves. Awesome card here, gives Myriad. You can just have double Myriad, why not? It's super on theme. You're going to already have cards that want a Blade of Selves attached to them, so seems like a worthwhile addition. Sundial of the Infinite can actually let you keep the tokens around. So when the Myriad trigger to exile the tokens goes on the stack, you can activate Sundial of the Infinite to end your turn. That trigger will just be exiled, and boom, your tokens stick around. Good. Really powerful there. Auto include in this deck. Jaxus seems really cool in this deck too. You can create a token that's a copy of a creature that you want to attack with, but this way the creature you want to attack with still lives, and you would just attack with a token and give the token Myriad. So then the token attacks, and then the enter, and then boom, and then it sacrifices, and you get to draw a card, and that seems great. I like Jaxus in this deck. It seems like a very good include, especially because you can just discard lands to it. I love it. Good card. It's a good card. You can also do similar shenanigans to Jaxus with Feldon, just doing it from your graveyard. Love that. Helm of the Host. Awesome card in this deck. Who doesn't want more Dukes? I mean, more Myriad. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And then the last card I want to talk about is just Blightsteel. Give Blightsteel Myriad, potentially just wipe out all 3 players. Why not? Seems good to me. And that is everything I have for Duke Ulder Ravengard. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Peace out, everybody.